let's 180 and talk about Home Alone.
Home Alone.
The Thanksgiving classic. It has become a bit of a Thanksgiving classic.
It's not a Christmas movie?
It is a Christmas movie, I thought.
Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2 is definitely happens like during Christmas, but I thought, I don't remember.
It's like Christmas, New Year's
It
Eve
came
thing.
out November 16th, 1990, right at Thanksgiving time.
That movie was so big. I remember it being everywhere and like, oh man. Macaulay Culkin.
$533 million
so
at the box office.
Crazy.
In
Wow.
1990.
And that's off the
TMNT money.
That's
17
two TMNTs.
$17 million budget.
It made
that one.
twice as much.
Yep.
Home Alone is crazy because, like we said, 17. Just the numbers speak for itself, right? $17 million to produce that movie, 533 worldwide, and it spent 19 years as the highest-grossing comedy of all time.
The theme of that movie
Until 2009, until The Hangover came out.
Yes.
It was the highest-grossing comedy.
I'm sure it caused a lot of like parental strife because the theme of that movie was setting booby traps.
Yeah.
And in the movie traps were extremely violent.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrifying in hindsight, right?
Most of them would kill people.
Yeah.
Like the paint can alone.
Oh,
that
right.
would just that would.
Do I misremember? Doesn't he like hit a guy in the face with like an iron or something?
Well, he puts a hot iron on a doorknob, and then they open
that's
it,
right.
which would be like you basically be out of commission for a few
As a
years.
kid, watching Home Alone
getting
as a kid,
reconstructive surgery.
a guy admired his perseverance and innovation, but I was also mortified by like, this is actually really uncomfortable that he's just trying to murder these men.
You were uncomfortable with that at the time?
Yeah,
I thought it
like,
was the coolest thing
dude,
in the world.
Like when he grabbed the handle and you see like his gross hand after, I was like, oh, what's he doing? He did that to him. Like he deserves it, but come on.
See, I remember very vividly, like, after seeing this movie, I'm a very impressionable person just in general, but when I was
you
a
lay
kid,
some traps?
I laid all kinds of traps. Like,
I knew it.
my
See?
parents hated me for that, and I remember even like
You're just eating pizza and watching them set traps.
I also remember very clearly, like trying to get lost in places so that they'd have to come find me. So that I thought it was.
You sounded like a nightmare child.
I had a
Sorry.
nightmare child with a great imagination. I was convinced that by doing this, I would have this great adventure.
Did you try to shave ever?
No, never did any of that.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So even today.
I was very impressed by his character's sort of resourcefulness. Like I was like, this guy can build all these traps, and he's beating these adults like in his own house. Like what a guy!
So
He's outwitting all these old men.
Yeah.
as you might expect from a film that grossed $533 million $1990, it spent 12 consecutive weeks in the #1 slot, which I recall Jurassic Park actually in '93 being similar. It was just #1 every week.
There's a very few number of movies that have gone on.
But
that
yeah,
long.
12 weeks. That's
Titanic.
completely unheard of now. 12 weeks in a row.
Guardians of the Galaxy
3
gets
months.
knocked
Yeah.
out after a few weeks, man.
Yeah, 3
After
months.
6 to 8 weeks, even
mean-
the big ones jump out.
I would even say 4 is almost unheard of now.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
some data we should look up.
Yeah.
It's a John Hughes movie.
Yeah, so written and produced by John Hughes, not directed by John Hughes, directed by this guy Chris Columbus, not the Explorer, obviously.
What?
Yeah.
No, I think you're
Who
wrong.
would have thought,
He's-
right?
Come on,
Wait,
John.
yeah.
he's
Get your
alive,
facts
right?
together.
Yeah. But not really known as a John Hughes movie, you know?
No.
what you don't remember is that John Williams did the score,
Yeah.
nominated for 2 Oscars. Best
Which
Original
is-
Song and
I can't
Best
think of the score right now, but it is a John Williams score. It definitely is. When you
in and
hear
of itself, that's a really interesting thing, just because you don't see a lot of comedies getting nominated for Oscars.
True.
One thing you do see
Hey, the
a lot
Lego
is-
movie sure did.
Yeah, exactly.
got snubbed.
But one thing you do see a lot is John Williams getting nominated for Oscars.
Yeah, man.
I think he's only won 5, but he's been nominated for 60.
I think he was also like
That's only 1 in 12 he wins?
that dude was also nominated for Star Wars and Jaws in the same year, I think.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
Star Wars or something else, like same year, 2 movies, and he beat himself
Close
to win an
Encounters.
Oscar.
I'd like to thank
Close Encounters, you're right. it was
fellow
Close Encounters.
nominees
if you're
such as
nominated,
myself.
if you're nominated and you win both, you should be able to accept both.
Now, Sean Finnegan,
Right?
Yeah.
resident IGN film guru, you have an interesting note here about one of Daniel Stern's big scene score. Daniel Stern, one of the 2 home invaders.
Yes. So Daniel Stern, I mean, both of the villains in this, Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern, are really charming guys. But behind the scenes, there's this really interesting story. A lot of film dialogue is done. It's called additional dialogue replacement, ADR, right? It's a well-known technique in Hollywood, but because they had to use it for the iconic shot where he puts the tarantula on his face and he like runs up the stairs. and he screams. He has this
How
really
does the
iconic
tarantula
scream.
get on his face? I don't remember this.
Like
He's
he gets
asleep, I think.
No, he gets stuck at the bottom of stairs, and the little
And
kid,
one
I
of the
forget
traps
his
is
name.
to drop a tarantula on him?
No, he's like grabbing onto his leg, and he's laying on the ground, and the kid, I forget his name again.
Macaulay
Macaulay
Culkin.
Yeah,
Culkin.
reaches for a tarantula, his pet tarantula, which is sitting right
okay,
there, like in
okay.
the stairwell, and he just puts it on his face. And he has this really great moment where it's like an iconic scream, but that had to be recorded via ADR because screaming would actually disturb the spider, and Daniel Stern hates spiders.
So he
And
just had to have the spider in his face
yeah,
in silence.
and he only
And they can
did
throw the
one
spikes
take.
in their hands.
No
He was like,
kidding,
you only
you did
get
one
Yeah,
take.
you only get one shot at this because I'm not doing it again. And so he just mimed opening his mouth and screaming, and then they put that in post.
Huh. There you go.
I wouldn't do one
to-
more
to
than one
watch
take,
the
right?
IGN original. How
That-
much would an IGN editor take
That,
to eat a
by the
spider?
way,
Yeah.
that is one more take than I would have given them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not on this movie anymore.